Well, hello. Today I'd like to give you my first impressions of a Parker Duofold. So it seems like every year for the past couple of years I've purchased one or two expensive pens a year, and it's actually honestly thanks to you. You're the ones that watch these videos. You're the reason I get advertising dollars, and you're the reason I've got the extra money I feel free to splurge on pens that I probably would not ordinarily buy for myself. I see a shadow on my face that I don't like. So, this is not an older pen. This is a 1996 model. I forgot in the video footage to show you the date code, but it's a 1996 model, and it is a Parker Duofold International, and it is flippin' gorgeous. So let's take a look at it. All right, so this is the expensive pen. Now, I just want to point out one other thing before I get too crazy here. I think ProtoPens was aware of the controversy that's been raging on this channel over whether this ink that I've been using, let's get it close here, is washable blue or not. Now, I'm not going to answer that question in this video. I'm going to do a separate video. But the reason I think that ProtoPens is aware of this controversy is because look what they included in the package. They have never sent me a bottle of ink ever before. So I think somebody at ProtoPens has a sense of humor. So I'm going to use the ink they sent me, and I do promise a separate video where I actually analyze the differences, because I know what nib size is on this Parker Duofold you're about to see, and I have a Parker Frontier with the same nib size. So we can, I guess, not compare like to like, but similar to similar. But to answer some questions, the bottles look exactly the same. So now I'm really curious. All right, but we're here to look at the pen. So the pen case is, it's nice. It's a box made in Holland. That's nice. It has a little buttony thing, which I don't normally see. Open it, you've got a nice presentation. A typical Myover pens, well, now it's ProtoPens. Cleaning cloth, and the pen wrapped in plastic. Kind of like a Twin Peaks moment almost, if anybody catches that reference. Except this one is very much alive. So they've been sealing them in plastic now. I guess it's part of their COVID-19 thing. You know, I guess they prefer not to give. I got scissors here, so don't worry. I'm not ripping and tearing. Somebody accused me of that in another video. I guess they're worried about spreading COVID through their pens or something. So this is the Parker Duofold Citrine model, and it's actually an international. So what's the difference between an international centennial? Because I do own a centennial, so let's compare briefly. The International is a little bit smaller. My lighting, because I forgot to turn on a light. That would be why I've got weird shadows. My lighting was kind of hiding that, but it is a little bit shorter. Pick it up. Has a nice finial. Nothing there. There is a date code here. Oops, I think I have that upside down. I do. Okay. So it is made in the UK. And we have a date code of, oh, I can't read it. I wrote down the translation though, so it's a 2006. I just can't read it in the dark here, or this lighting anyway. Uncap it, and we reveal a nice two-tone medium nib. And lest we ignore it, an absolutely beautiful finish. Inside, eventually, we have a converter. So I had grabbed a converter thinking, well, not knowing whether there was one in this pen, so I'm happy to see that there is one. So when I do that eventual, which I'll probably film tonight, that eventual ink comparison, we'll find out. So of course, I'm going to ink it up with the bottle that ProtoPen sent me. Which is glued shut. There we go. Okay, this sounds horrible, but I'm actually more excited to see what color this ink turns out than I am to see how this pen writes. So I don't review finishes, I review pens, so I'm not going to name the finish here. So this is a Parker Duofold International with a medium nib. Well, I may not have a Parker on any of the neighboring pages. If anything, it's looking a tiny bit. Oops, you can't see that. Let's zoom out. Then you'll see the mess that's still on the table from my Q&A video. Whoop, no, I positioned it right. Looking pretty darn similar there. I wonder if, I don't know, maybe Parker has changed the formulation of their washable blue. I know I didn't used to like it, it was just too washed out. Which wasn't meant to be funny, I just realized it probably came across that way. Alright, so Parker Quink washable blue. As far as flex, I'm not expecting any with this nib, and I'm definitely never going to push it. Very wet nib, as I can see. Some line variation, not tons. Wetness and flow. I thought that was pretty good. The smear test. Plenty wet, which I expected. And reverse writing, which is always a surprise. I will say this, though. My Duofold Centennial, the bigger one, is a fine nib. I'm liking the way this one writes a lot better. But I suppose it comes down to what I'm using it for, but it's possible this one may see more use than the other one. And of course, the world-famous Pierre Gustafson test. Yep, we did just fine with that. This is one of 2 expensive pens I purchased this year. You're just going to have to wait till I'm in a particularly down mood for me to share the other one. So, in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll chime in a few minutes with my closing comments. That is my Parker Duofold International. Now, I filmed the writing sample, 2 weeks ago? I've been using it steadily since, and I've refilled it, and I like it very much. So, the only test I haven't done yet is the Oh yeah, and I'm not wearing a shirt. Or I am wearing a shirt, I'm sorry. This is not that type of channel. Yeah, I'm working out my pens with my pros here. Yeah, this isn't that kind of channel. God. Oh, do I edit that out? Okay, now I'm going to have trouble not laughing. I'm wearing a sweatshirt, not a regular shirt, so we'll do a pocket test here with the collar. So this may be a little unfair, but yeah, the first time I missed, but second time it went on, so not too much trouble, and this is a thicker material, so I'll give it credit for that. But overall, I like it. Oh, it doesn't want to come off. Well, that's actually a Parker Arrow clip thing, because sometimes those little points catch. But anyway, I have my regular Parker Duofold Centennial inked up. That's a little bit larger pen. I will say both of them are very wet writers. I will also say that the size difference is not something I notice while I'm writing. I notice it when they're laying together, like you saw in the video, but I don't notice it when I'm writing. And you after 2 weeks, you think that newness thing would wear off, but I just caught myself, and I just did it again. Oh my god, staring longingly at the pen. So yeah, that newness thing hasn't worn off quite yet. So I'm very excited about it. It's not as old as a vintage pen that I usually would call vintage. I mean, it was made 2 years after I graduated from high school, for crying out loud, but wow, is it pretty. And like I said, it writes well. So not an exciting vintage pen, I suppose, but it is to me. So hope that was interesting, hope it was useful, and I want to thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.